Hello, and welcome to another episode of Crizzy Books. I'm Crizzy, or Criz, but only my homeboys call me Criz. And today, I am going to be doing a review for the Kurt Vonnegut novel, Breakfast of Champions. Breakfast of Champions, written by Kurt Vonnegut, as I said, published in 1973. I've read a couple of Vonnegut books up to this point in my life. Slaughterhouse-Five, Slapstick, and Galapagos. Galapagos being the one that I've enjoyed the most. I enjoy his writing, even if I don't fully understand it all the time. I think he's very funny and, dripping with satire. I think that he is a very good writer, and so I continue to read him, even though sometimes he confuses me. But I've seen a lot of stuff online where people say this is his best, it's their favorite. So let's see if that holds true. Plot-wise, we're following two different dudes in this. Kilgore Trout, who is an author, pretty unknown. He's written I think it's 1,000 novels and stories, something like that. Most of them have been published in porn magazines. He gets invited to the Midland City Arts Festival to speak as this guest of honor. He travels to New York first, where he is beaten up and robbed, and then hitchhikes the rest of the way with truck drivers to Midland City, which I believe is in West Virginia. The second man that we follow, Dwayne Hoover, he's a Pontiac dealership owner, as well as an owner of a bunch of other stuff in Midland, a very wealthy man, and he's starting to slowly go cuckoo. He's losing his mind. Towards the end of the book, Dwayne will completely lose his mind once he reads one of Trout's novels. It just completely sets him off the deep end. This was not the most straightforward of stories. In terms of plot, it kind of confused me at times. I didn't really fully understand what was going on. By the end of it, I wasn't totally sure exactly what I had just read, but that's the feeling that I get all the time. Oh, check that out. There he is right there. That's the feeling that I've gotten in the past after reading Vonnegut. But I still like this, and I think that I understand the point of it. Vonnegut touches on a lot of things like race and class and capitalism and environmental destruction and people being machines and free will. I think free will is the main theme of this book, or a lack thereof. So what did I like and what did I not like? There was a lot that I did like about this, and a lot to unpack. I'm probably going to be all over the place, so just try and keep up. The way the story's written is really funny. It's almost like it's written for an alien or an idiot. The way that he takes really high iconic ideas and concepts and symbols. This book has a lot to do with symbols and symbolism, and he just kind of simplifies everything down to its core and ends up pretty much just making fun of things that we hold so near and dear, especially in American culture. It's a really funny book, and I laughed out loud quite a few times. Along with these, the simplification of symbolism, he includes his own symbols. A lot of Vonnegut's own hand-drawn illustrations are scattered throughout this entire book. He uses them as a way to express what he's explaining and say, well, this is what this looks like. It looks like this. This is an asshole. This is what an asshole looks like, stuff like that. And they're great. I love them. They're so uniquely him. So race, class, gender, all big themes in this book. And he refers to people as machines, and how we're all just reduced down to the machine that we are, especially by people in power. We walk around thinking that we have free will and we've made all these decisions ourselves, but in reality, we're just a vessel that's a machine to do work for someone else. Whatever work that you're made to do, that's the machine that you are. It's playing into that idea of free will, and how you think you have it, but you really don't. I really like the way that Vonnegut wrote himself into the story. I've seen this done in other books. Stephen King has done this. I think that this way was really effective because he never really intervenes in anything, and he is referring to himself as the creator of this story. So he knows that he is the one in charge of everything, and he just watches. He just goes and observes his characters playing out the lives and the situations that he has put them into, and I really like that. And it's also interesting because this Vonnegut that ends up in this story is not the real Vonnegut. the real Vonnegut is writing this version of himself into it. So that Vonnegut is a creation of the real Vonnegut. It's all really interesting and plays into the whole theme again. I like Trout, and I liked all the stories that he's written. They pop up every so often. Many of them the same thematically, where an alien from a planet goes to another planet to try and help whatever the species is, and that species just ends up not listening to him, or they do, but then they'll eventually just kill him in some hilarious way. I also love that his publications are in dirty magazines. I just think that that's hilarious that all of them are in like porn magazines promoting wide open beavers. When Vonnegut starts describing each male character by their penis size. Hilarious. And it goes, once he does it once, it carries on throughout the novel. It's so funny. And then finally, him describing women in Midland as having big minds for big animals, but only using them as agreeing machines. Whatever other people think, that's what they think. And then goes on to talk about how when someone in that kind of a society is not living up to their expectations, people just pretend that they are. And so it becomes impossible to spot insanity within their community. It's a great way to explain America, especially the Midwest. I've grown up in the Midwest my whole life, and I mean, it is so spot on. People are just so unable or unwilling to face reality, conforming to whatever so that they're not singled out. I know it all too well. What did I not like? I can't say I disliked anything in particular. The story does get confusing sometimes, and the narrative is not what I would call super strong. The book has more to say about other things. So this was hard to rate. As a straight up story, I don't think it's that good, but I did enjoy it enough. It is really funny and inventive. But on the other hand, the themes and everything that Vonnegut presents, there's a lot there. And I think that that's all really good. And when you start to unpack it, it really exposes itself for what it is. And I think that it's really great in that regard. So I guess I'd give it a 4 out of 5. I mean, as a straight up book or a narrative, maybe like a 3.5, but I'm going to go with a 4. I don't know that I would recommend this to someone unless you've read Vonnegut in the past. You might enjoy this, or you're looking for something a little more philosophical, something that you can sit with and unpack as you go and really think about what's being said. But if you're looking for just a straight up narrative and a good story, I don't know that you'll really like this. So take that how you will. But anyway, have you read this? What did you think? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Sound off in the comments below. Leave me a like and a subscribe. And as always, thanks for watching. Bye.